Yo, my squad, what is up? It's PinoE here, and today we're going to take a look at a few release calendars, a tiny bit of sneaker news, and talk about some shit I don't like. I'm going to clear up what happened at SneakerCon Chicago with the BRED Frags and give you the whole story. So let's get this thing rolling. First up, we have the Nike Foamposite Pro Fleece that's dropping on June 9th for $230. The pair will be releasing in both men's and grade school sizing on the Sneakers app, Nike.com, and the foot sites. Now, just a reminder that the upper is not actually tech fleece, but rather an overlay that's made to appear as such. Here's what the Foot Locker release map looks like. There really shouldn't be much problem if you're looking to pick a pair up. Next up, also releasing on June 9th, we have the Nike PG1 Pure Platinum. The pair comes in a platinum gray upper, which features a synthetic nubuck fish scale design sitting on a speckled mid and gum bottom. While we wait to see if the 2K colorway will ever drop, this is the closest that we have for now. This one is a super GR, and you can pick them up pretty much everywhere for $110. Over to June 10th, and we have the Nike LeBron 14 Aggie Matte. I think I finally got the name right, so to the Filipino squad, go easy on me, because whenever I get it wrong, you kick my ass. Dope colorway. I like how the gold accenting looks on top of the tonal blue pair. June 10th is the date for these, and the price is $175. Next up, we have the Air Jordan 4 Linen. This pair originally released back in 2006, and just like that drop, this one will be coming in grade school exclusive sizing. The pair will come in a white tumble leather upper with sand color accenting throughout and border blue hitting the Jumpman branding on the tongue, insole, and heel. If I could fit in extended grade school sizing, these would be a must cop, but I can't, so I'm passing. June 10th is the date, $140 is the price, and you can find these at almost all Jordan brand retailers, along with the foot sites, Sneakers app, and Nike.com. I was thinking about this next pair a few days ago, and it's kind of crazy. The Air Jordan 13 Lobe Chutney originally released back in 1998, which was 19 years ago. That means some of you out there have been waiting 19 years for the shoe to release again, which also means some of you who are watching this video right now weren't even born. That's the power of Tinker and the GOAT, because had these been on any other player's feet during that era, this shoe would have been long forgotten. That's just my opinion anyway, but June 10th is the date, and this pair will come in grade school sizing for $120 and men's for $175. You can find them on Nike.com, the Sneakers app, and at most Jordan brand locations. Over to sneaker news, and I'm going to start leaking technology starting today. And first up, we have a first look at the new iPhone 8. But what we do have is an Apple shoe. Back in the early 90s, this pair up on screen was made by Adidas for Apple employees, coming in a white leather upper with vintage Apple branding on the side and the tongue. The reason I'm talking about this pair is because on June 11th at 2 p.m., Heritage Live Auctions will be auctioning off this pair in a size 9.5, with the opening bid listed at, you ready for this fuckery? $15,000. Over to Nike, and first up, we have a first look at the Nike Air More Uptempo Dark Stucco. I'm not sure why we're not calling these olives, since the upper of this pair comes in an olive colorway, which also hits the midsole, pull tab, and lining. Adding some contrasting color to the pair is the word Air in black leather. There's no exact date for the pair, but they should be releasing in the fall for $160. Last up for Nike, we have a look at the Vlone Nike Air Force 1 High that was revealed by ASAP Bari back in February. Back during that time, we saw the pair drop a couple times in very limited quantities in the low model, and just like that pair, the High comes in a tumbled leather with orange branding and stitching to go along with the words "Every creative dies alone" on the ankle strap. While it hasn't yet been confirmed, the rumor for these is that they will be dropping sometime this fall, so stay tuned. Just yesterday, Jordan Brand employee Frank Cooker took to Instagram to post this pair of Air Jordan 1s. The pair is similar to the laser ones that we received a few years back during the NBA All-Star break, with the exception that this pair is flooded in 3M. Unfortunately, he didn't tell us if this pair is going to release or not, so stay tuned. Now on to that shit I don't like. Let's talk about the SneakerCon event this past weekend in Chicago and the story behind the Air Jordan 1 Frags. Well, I won't actually call them Frags because they're fake, but here's how this all started. You all know I've bought and continue to buy shoes from Ski Mask Rico. Well, on Saturday, he posted up a picture of these shoes saying that these were sold in the trading pit for $20K. So here's how Ski Mask Rico got involved. He and a couple other guys had a table at SneakerCon, and they had some heat. They were approached by the owner of the Frag to do a trade for the Pantone 5. They took the shoe, held it back, and were trying to get it authenticated. But before they were able to complete the authentication of the shoe, the owner came back and said they were sold for $20K and he wanted it back. No problem, they gave the pair back, and that's where the story ended. Not really. Since I follow Ski Mask Rico, I saw what he posted and threw up my own post, which gives this a little more visibility, and in turn some of the blogs did some reposting of their own, and this is where we get a little bit of a turn in the story. Someone, and the name is anonymous because Jordan Brand does not publicly talk about samples, but someone from Jordan Brand DM'd Sneaker News and told them whoever paid $20K for the shoe got ripped off because Jordan Brand never made a BRED Frag sample. I'll stop here for a second, and while I talk, enjoy these clips of LeBron James being a bad man on the court. But this is where the folks who sell fakes will jump in and say, well, of course they won't admit it. A sample got stolen. They're not going to come out and say, yes, we made that sample and we lost it. I'm on the fence on that one. I agree that they're not going to admit that someone stole a sample, and it makes sense to me that they would even lie about a legitimate sample being fake, because that in turn creates distrust in the sample community, slowing down the sales of samples. It's a misinformation tactic that can be used, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. But that doesn't mean I believe it in this case, because there's a history to the shoe that I need to explain, so let's get back to the pictures. It didn't take long to find out that the pair was owned by and being sold by Youngstown Kicks. Before today, I did know a little bit about the seller. Not a lot, to be honest, but enough to know that I don't trust him. Why don't I trust him, you ask me, is because of this guy, Zeke Sneaks. Now, some of you may have heard of him before. I've known him for a long time and thought he was a decent person until a couple months back when at SneakerCon, he was trying to sell a pair of Cause in Arctic Orange Just Dawns. You might remember these pairs from my Instagram or from some of your favorite shoe tubers who didn't realize they were promoting fakes. But I reached out to him because the Cause were super fake, and I asked him how he got them, and he told me they came from Whop. Now, Whop. I don't know how many times this guy's been exposed for selling fakes. It's happened with Nikes, Jordan Brand, and Adidas. He's been caught so many times I lost count. And when I tried explaining this to Zeke, we got into an argument. I posted his info up and told nobody to buy from him because in my opinion, if you're buying from Whop, you cannot be trusted any further. And for these two pairs, he was wanting $4,000. After I posted up the "Don't buy from Zeke Sneaks" message, he told me he was friends with Youngstown Kicks. So here's the connection. Whop sells to Zeke, Zeke sells to Youngstown Kicks, or possibly directly through Whop since the three of them are connected. Try to keep up here. I know this is a bunch of fuckery, but this isn't me just assuming the two are connected. The pair you're looking at up on screen is a pair that Whop was trying to sell forever. Nobody was dumb enough to buy them, so he sat on them. He called them the Frag sample, showed sample tags and sample stamps, and guys, just because a shoe has a stamp or a tag, that means nothing. You could go on eBay and buy the tags. But this was his proof that these are real. But wait, there's a difference. If you didn't spot the difference, and look again, here's Whop's pair, and here's the pair that's for sale. Did you spot it this time? If you didn't, then the biggest difference between the two is that Whop's picture doesn't have the fragment stamp. Now, the next thing to keep in mind is that the stamp, it means fuck all, because if you look hard enough, you can find embossing stamps for many designer logos. I could buy a fragment design stamp today and have my bread stamp to look like a pair of Frags. I won't do it because it's stupid, but that's what he did here. If you don't believe me, well, for some reason, after trying to pass these off as legit, Youngstown Kicks posted this up today. I'll tell you why this is fucked up and doesn't make sense to me. According to Youngstown Kicks, the pair is legit. He bought it from Whop, had the shoe painted, and then had the Fragment logo embossed as a custom. And this is the moment he fucked up. Let's watch some more LeBron while I talk. We're not talking chump change for this pair. I believe he was asking for about $13,000 for the shoes before he tried selling them for $20K. Now, if you're someone who believes this story that these are real, I want you to answer this question honestly. If you were sitting on a sample pair of Frags, a pair that is a one of one with no other pairs in existence, are you going to take that shoe, have it painted, and then stamp a fake logo into the side of it? We're not talking about taking an all-white Air Force One, adding customization and trying to make $100 on it, increasing the value and putting some money in your pocket. We're talking about a one-of-one pair, only one in existence, which you know, if you change that shoe in any way, it will lose a ton of its value. So again, do you really believe they took this sample, painted it, and embossed it? Shit doesn't make any sense. The other logical argument that they had was that Sneaker News was making this all up for the views on their Instagram page and website. Okay, so keeping it honest, I don't like Sneaker News. They pulled some bullshit moves with me, and I'm cool with it. It doesn't bother me at all. But they have over 6.5 million Instagram followers. I don't think they need the small extra bit of marketing, so I'm not going to buy that either. In summary, I think the sneaker community is so fucked up. Even if these were real, why would somebody pay $20,000 for them? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not putting this up to hate on the kid either. In talking with Zeke and from the replies this kid has been putting up on his page, in my honest opinion, I think they believe that they're selling real pairs. I truly believe they think that Whop is the plug and can get them the exclusive samples from China. I also believe Whop knows exactly what he's doing, and that's selling fakes and involving himself in the fuckery. But again, these are just my opinions. Maybe they're all clueless, or maybe they all know what's up, but this is why I stay away from samples and anyone selling early pairs. And I really hope this scares some of you to stay away from it as well. By the way, at the end of the story, the pair never got sold on the trading pit. The shoes were looked at by several people who all confirmed them as fakes. And that does it for today's video, everyone. If you enjoyed it, and I hope you did, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe, join the squad. If you have something to say, leave it in the comments below. And I'm out.